So I'm just going to run through in a little bit more detail how to manage page content using the blocks. So this applies to pages listed here. Obviously the project page itself and the blog articles don't apply to this because they're not technically page templates. They're not pages as such. They're slightly different, but obviously the home page, about us, and pages like that, the services themselves, how to manage the content on those using the blocks. So I'm going to very quickly just add a new page to demonstrate. So this is the page title here, so we'll call this test page title. And then this here is the subtitle that appears as described here at the top of the page underneath the page title. So this is the subtitle for the page right here. So this setting here basically defines whether the hero image at the top of the page is full screen or whether it's a fixed height. So if you leave it on no, which it is by default, then the image at the top will be defined by the height of the image itself. So this is an example of a full screen image. So as soon as you scroll down, you're into page content. It automatically detects the height of the browser window and just displays it as such. So if we go on to services and then architecture, this is another example of a fixed page height. So as soon as you scroll down, the image height is there. That's probably not the best example because there's no content on this page. So if we go to interior design, yeah, so as you scroll down, obviously the text fades, the scroll down here fades, and the image is full screen and it's got this parallax effect. An example of one that's set as this is to no would be the contact page. So as you can see, there's this white gap here. This isn't a full screen image, it's just defined by the fact that this image, this background image here, has this ratio. So if you wanted to make this heading smaller, you could just upload an image that was less tall, so it had a slightly wider aspect ratio, which is no problem at all. As long as it's wide enough and big enough that it's a good resolution, but not oversized that it hinders page load. Just keep your eye on file size. Then that's absolutely fine. So for the sake of this, we'll make this yes, make the image full screen. We'll set the featured image. We can either select one from our computer, or we can go into the media library and select an existing one, which is what I'll do. So I'll just select this one, set the featured image. So that's what will appear at the top of the page. So this is where you manage all of the content on the page. So we've got our hero image and our title, that's all sorted. So we'll start adding some content. So we just hit add content block, and then these are the various different types of content that you can have on these pages. So dual text image, which is a 50-50 column, and then a dark 50-50 column. The 3 text columns, which is on the home page. So that is the 3 text column, which is this, the three pieces of text, link cards, and we've also got link cards full screen. So link cards is used on the services page. So if we go to services, then when you're actually on a service, you'll see these are the link cards that are not full width. So this is the only instance that we're using these just on, because we've got 3 services. When you're on one service, such as interior design, then we can link to the other two services. I know this says interior design at the moment, but obviously this isn't real content at the moment. So it could be architecture here and branding here. And then the link cards full screen is used on the home page, which is just the 3 blocks that I use to link to the filtered projects. The 2-column slider is on the home page, which is the testimonial slider, so it's got the italicized text on the left hand side and the image on the right hand side. Recent articles is the 3 recent articles that's used on the home page as well. So that can be good on a service. You could pull in particular articles. And then image grid, which is again on the home page, which is the 4-column, or however many you define, 4-column images. So we'll go through quickly. Now we know what these content blocks are, we'll add some text to them. So we'll start with dual context. So we've got the title here, and again we've sort of tried to make this as self-explanatory as possible. So this is the smaller title that appears at the top of the section, subtitle, content goes in here, and then the right column, which is the image. So this would give us, so if we do title, subtitle, and then if we just grab some lorem ipsum for demonstration's sake. We'll just grab all of that. Get rid of this. That's the left column. Then the right column, we'll just add an image. Same again with the media library. We'll just select this one for now and publish that. And as soon as the page is published, you can click here and view page. So we can see what you're doing. So we've got here, this is the test title for the page right here, and then underneath we've got subtitle and our image. So this is what's used on the service page. Interior design, much more elegantly here. So we can see that's title, subtitle, text and image, and whatever image you upload there. It's just nice, we've just sort of picked an image here that's a wider aspect ratio because it sort of loosely matches the amount of text that we've got here. So we know that on most screens the height of this will be the same. Obviously on this we've uploaded a square image and not very much text, so the balance is a bit off. We've got all this white space here, so keep that in mind. You can upload any sort of aspect ratio image here, so whether it's sort of this image here is about 600 by 600 pixels, and this one here is 574 by 322, so it's a much more narrow aspect ratio. And minimize that, add another content block. This is the block for light and dark, so we can switch columns. All this does is essentially, going back to this page, so this is this content here, so this one has switched, so just to give us this nice grid effect, the second one has been switched. So that all that is 2 blocks. We've obviously added an image in the left and right column and added another one of those underneath. So that's all that is on this page. So if we had another one, recent articles we know we don't need to do anything with, that's just pull through automatically. Link cards full screen, so we just add link, add an image, add a title, add a link, add a button label, very self-explanatory. Does exactly what you'd expect it to do. So if we add an image, add a title, we can select where we want the link to go, so we'll just do that to google.com. and the bottom label would be Google. So we'll just get rid of this. If you want to remove content blocks, you just have to hit this minus here. So there's a plus and a minus. So you can add another layout which will add it in this gap here, or minus which will get rid of it. So we'll get rid of the articles. So at the moment we've got that dual text and then the link cards, which is this. And then if we add another one, again, random title, link, and the button label. So if we have a look at this, we've got this section and then our link cards. So here we've only got two. You can see it's pulling in the title, this is the button label, and then if we click it, it will go to Google. And however many content blocks you add is completely up to you. If you need to remove them, again, just press minus. If you want to add more, just hit add content block. It does help if you minimize or reduce the height of them. So obviously this is this open, and you can see all the content within the block. So if you keep them minimized, it does make managing them a little bit easier, in that you can just rearrange them. Like so, just drag and drop. This call to action here basically controls the call to action at the bottom of the page. So if you leave this blank, it won't be displayed. But if you call to action goes here, and then you can just select the page that you'd like it to go to. So whether it's a post, a page, etc. It's generally, we'd advise sort of linking to the contact page, because that's generally your end destination. So if we link that to contact, then update, see on our page, we've now got the call to action here, which links us to contact. So we can add more cards. Again, 2-column slider is the testimonial slider on the home page. That was the link cards full screen, and yeah, the link cards. So the difference between these is the full screen nature of it. So these ones are used for linking here. And the important thing to note is obviously as soon as any changes have been made, just hit update and everything gets pushed live.